We had a Citroen come in last week, right? And this is definitely the banger of the week, right? I'm not the biggest fan of Citroen as a brand. In fact, this particular Citroen is quite a cool car. So I've not actually seen it yet. So this might be a bit harsh to call this the banger of the week, but it is a 2003 53 Citroen Saxo VTR. When I was 17, like when I first passed my test, this was actually a proper cool car. How old was I when this car came out? I can't even do the maths. Was I about 17? I remember one of my mates actually had one. I think the difference between a VTR and a VTS is the VTR was 100 horsepower and the VTS was 120 horsepower. That was produced by an extra 8 valves on the engine. I think this is an 8 valve and that was a 16 valve. Don't quote me though. I'm pretty sure that was the reason. So this is 100 horsepower, 5-speed manual, built by Citroen, which I usually refer to as another word. You think of I'm not going to do it because it's a PG channel, I don't like swearing. But yeah, let's have a little wander around it. I have had a brief look over it. When it first came in, we noticed that it had a few issues, right? Dum, dum, dum. We've now had them issues sorted. It had big holes in the chassis. Yeah, it was at the end of its life. But this car is actually quite a nice example. Yeah, I know through the camera you've probably seen some horrendous angles, but it's actually quite good. So just bear with me. I'm going to show you the pros and the cons of the Citroen Saxo. Let's go for a little wander around it. So yeah, on the inside, look at these door handles. Look at them door handles, man. Look at that for a feature. Citroen hashtag on it. The door, bit of a squeak there. Not too bad though. Pretty good for a Citroen, isn't it? It came in part exchange as well, by the way. I can't remember what car the customer bought. But we sort of looked at it and I thought, do you know what, this car cannot be scrapped. We didn't give scrap money for it, we give above that for it, but it's just far too good to scrap. So we've had them bits done. So on the inside, look at the interior. Door cards are looking mint. I must admit, like when I opened up the door, I did look inside, and we was just talking about this, weren't we? We was like, this is looking quite fresh. Considering this is the banger of the week, it's a little bit harsh to call it the banger of the week, but it's a car that I need to get on the channel. So it's done 112,000 miles. Yeah, so it's not bad mileage. I need to show you something on HPI. We're going to do that shortly, all right? So anything more to report in here? I do, just for the sake of this video, I want to get in the back of this car because I don't know why not. Now, the reason why I want to get in the back of the car, because I just noticed the rear window, it's got them like them old school sort of random opening rear windows. So let's just jump in the back, see if they work and see what the leg room's like. There we go, Citroen on it, look. Yeah, that's it. Bench seat in the back is up. And then paperwork, guys. Look at the paperwork on this car. Apparently this car has got full Citroen history, by the way. I'm gonna have a little look at that as I get in the back. Yeah, you would. So you think back in the day when I was 17 years old, my mate Philip Hearn, if he does actually watch my videos, he had one of these cars. I wonder if I ever got in the back of his car when we was out doing what 17-year-old boys do, going McDonald's or whatever you used to do. So yeah, the windows, I've just sort of jumped off the subject of having no leg room. Yeah, no leg room. But yeah, the windows, they work. It's quite a cool feature, I suppose. It's got a sunroof as well. I think that's worth pointing out, isn't it? Hashtag cow spec, and you can reach that from the rear of the car as well, which I think is quite a good quality. Now the service history.
2 hours later.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't have full Citroen service history, but it's got absolutely loads of service history. That is good. And I always say to everyone, you need to keep your paperwork for your car because it's so important, man. Well, I know this car's almost at the end of its life, but I say that the values of Citroen Saxo VTRs and anything that's a sporty version of any type of car in this era, this period of time has gone up in value. So let me pull up let me jump in the driver's seat. One sec. The values of Citroen Saxo VTRs. So let's firstly go to HPI and put up the HPI and tell you what is special about this car. Yeah, what is so cool about there's one thing I need to, we'll just get to it. Yeah, there's the screen recording up on the screen now. Citroen Saxo VTR, one former keeper. The guy that this car came from had this car, or has had this car since 2007.
Jesus Christ.
He's had this car for 15, is that right? Is that right? That is crazy, man. So yeah, 1.6 litre, one former keeper, 3-door hatch, 5-speed manual. And then if we head out of that and go into, there's no spec check because there wasn't spec checks on cars back then. The national mileage register, 112,000 miles, legit mileage. Oh, is that why my camera does? My phone does that? Market values is giving us no market values, but what we can do is we can head over to Auto Trader. We'll have a little look at market values as well quickly. There's 4 available on Auto Trader. The cheapest one on the net is this one here at 1,700 quid. The one above that is 1,750. So they, oh my God, and they skip right up. But that one there has done 59,000 miles. That's £4,000. So you can see that this, through some people's eyes, is just an old banger. Well, it probably is. We'll see how it drives shortly. But it's got value still, all right? So what we'll do now is we'll do the usual thing. We're gonna head out on the road. I've got to do draggy times on this car. It's probably gonna be the slowest car on the leaderboard. That's if it even does 70 miles an hour. I don't know how well this thing's gonna drive, but we'll head out, see how we get on, and hope that it drives all right. Guys, quick reminder that I'm going to be announcing the winner of the Edition 30 Golf GTI this coming Friday live on the Planet Dreams Instagram at midday. If you've not entered for your chance to win that car, it's completely free to enter. Head over to the website now. It's planetofdreams.co.uk. Good luck. No way, we've got a Sony Explode stereo. That was like a massive brand when I was young. If any of my mates from school that I grew up with in the car scene see this video, you lot will remember we used to love them. I think did I have like a sub box or something with that brand on it? But either way, that was a big brand back. I don't even know if it's still going, that brand. Sound systems ain't really a thing nowadays like they were back in the day. We all used to put sub boxes and stuff in our cars, and like amp wiring kits and all that sort of stuff from Halfords. Going off tracks now, but it's giving me memories, man. Good memories. Like, these days were good days. Let me stick the front camera on as we edge our way out the yard. No way, it's got electric windows. See, that wouldn't have been a thing. That wouldn't have been a thing. And they work as well. Citroen being a swear word with a trun on the end is it's doing well today, isn't it? It's doing really well. Wipers, do they work? So we might need them because it's looking like it might rain. Don't flatten the punter, Calv. Thank you, sir. We need you, mate. Got bills to pay. 112,000 miles for a car that's done, for any car to have done 112,000 miles and look this good. Like, compliment, credit to Citroen as a brand. Yeah, doing a wonderful job. You're so far so good. And I remember my mate Phil, he's going to come up in conversation quite a bit in this video by the looks of things. Philip Hearn from Luton, he used to rag the absolute Citroen out of his car, honestly. He was, yeah. So look, I feel like that they can take a beating. I do also feel like they suffer a common issue with the head gasket going. I could be wrong. So if this car is going to blow up at any point in its time, in its life even, it's going to be today, live on Calvin's Car Diary, because I'm a bit of a lump. This car isn't a lump, and we are going to be caning the arse out of it shortly when we do draggy times. Oh, the clutch is strong. This is quick. Quick, that's a bad use of word. Quick is quicker than I expected. I think that's probably a better way of explaining how this car's performing. Sounds alright as well. I do remember my old mate Phil, he's coming up again. He had an exhaust, I'm pretty sure he had an exhaust on his car, and it was loud. And then later on in time, my mate Kev, he was referred to as Fat Kev, I don't know if he'd ever like that name, but Fat Kev, shout out to Fat Kev as well. He was a very good friend. Haven't seen these guys for years, by the way, but he had a VTS, and I just vaguely remember, I don't know how right this is, I vaguely remember the VTR sounding a bit better than the VTS. Obviously the VTS did have more power though. And there was a chip available to make it faster, called Super Chips. So everyone used, back in the day, used to be like, I've had my car super chipped. Check me out, super chip. The little wing mirrors, the brakes are horrific. Oh my God, the brakes are, that was bad. That was 2 feet. The pedals, by the way, are like, when I got in this car earlier, I didn't even mention, I don't know how I didn't mention, I don't know if the camera wasn't rolling at the time, but they're all on one side, they're all shifted to the left. And I've got some pretty hefty feet, and down on this footwell with these little pedals, it's yeah, it's weird. You can press 2 pedals at once with ease if you wish to. It's nice that it's got a sunroof. What else has it got going for it on the interior? No aircon. Let's get a bit of wheel spin on the go. Can we? It's not quite powerful enough. Come on, Citroen, do us proud. I do really like the white dials. Do you know what's funny is how small this car is. I've not driven a car this small for ages, man. And the little toggly things on the wing mirrors there. You can actually reach over. That's a bit tight, isn't it? Sorry guys, getting proper up close and personal with you lot in a minute. Like, yeah, we don't need to do that. But yeah, if you want to adjust your passenger wing mirror, depending on the length of your arms, will depend whether you can do it from the driver's seat or not. But I can actually adjust my passenger mirror manually. Let's give it some throttle. Just waiting for a bang. Oh, we was on the limiter there, wow. Seats rocking around a little bit. Let's quickly talk about the problem that we had with this car before we go out and do draggy times. So it came in with, I think, no MOT or little or no MOT, and we put it in for an MOT and it failed. I don't know if it did actually fail, but the MOT tester said it's got a few holes in it. It's got a few holes in it. So although it's got a nice stack of history, the mileage ain't terrible, and it's got one former keeper. Previous owner had it for God knows how long. It had a few holes in it. So it's like, at that point you decide as a trader, because ultimately we're here to earn money. Yeah, we're not, as much as I love it and it's kind of like a hobby gone mad, it ain't just a hobby, it's a business. I need to earn money, right? So we're like, well, the only way we're going to earn money out of this, we could break even and just sell it as a spares or repair car, or we can spend some money and get it right. So we have done a couple of bits on it. I think Jerome said we might have done a clutch on it. We've done all the welding. And there was something else. I'm sure there was something else. Thank you, sir. Ready? 3, 2, 1. What else did we do to the car? I don't know. Getting carried away though. There was something else that we've done to this car. I can't remember what it was. But either way, it's driving really, really well. I'm actually super impressed. Seat. I don't know why I just worded the word seat, but there isn't many adjustments to the seat, so just be aware of that if you want to be comfortable in your Citroen Saxo VTR if you ever buy one. But anyway, let's just cut to the draggy scene section of the video, yeah? Right, here it goes. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Come on, Saxo. We got wheel spin. 14.38 is the slowest car on the leaderboard. 14.38 seconds to beat. That is the VW Passat 1.9 PD diesel engine, and then the other car was the Audi A3, the Planet of Dreams car. I think that was 105 horsepower, 1.6 litre diesel with a turbo. Turbo's gonna make all the difference. I think that done it in 13.38 from memory. Let's see how quickly the Saxo done it in. Oh my God! Run number 1, we beat the Passat and we beat the Audi A3. We done it in 12.39 seconds. I'm gonna do 2 more runs. I'm trying to do them off cam or on cam. I'll decide in the edit whether it's worthy of doing it or not. But I am gonna do 2 more runs. I'm gonna film them both. Not sure if they're gonna star in this video, and then we'll come back shortly and see if we can beat 12.39 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Indicator. That was a better gear change. That was almost a flat shift. I don't want to kill it. That was definitely better. Let's have a little look. Oh my God. That is right. I'm not doing a 3rd run. I'm leaving it as that because I am so impressed with how this car's just performed. It just shaved off 2 seconds off its time. We just done a 20 to 70 mile an hour run in 10.31 seconds. Let's pull over and see how that falls on the leaderboard. No way. 10.31 seconds. That is quicker than the Passat, quicker than the Audi A3 before it was remapped, quicker than the Suzuki GSFR Bandit van. You know, that thing went viral on my channel. That video smashed it. I need to get that back on the channel actually. Mark, if you're watching, you've got any ideas for videos? I could think of some. We need to get that back on the channel. 2.5 V6 TDI Audi A4 convertible. It beat that as well. That done it in 10.39 seconds. And then it falls just below the Planet Dreams 1.6 diesel Audi A3 after we had it remapped. That done it in 10.28. That's an automatic gearbox as well. That's got an automatic gearbox. This doesn't. This has got a manual gearbox. That is, 1 second, let me see how much this car weighs. It weighs 935 kilograms. Like, it's no wonder these cars were so highly rated back in the day. Back then, like, a couple of my mates had Vauxhall Novas, and I think they were like, what were they, like 1.3 8-valve engines. They probably had about 80 horsepower. I had an Astra for about a week, but then my first proper car that I actually got insured on was my Vauxhall Calibra. That was a 2 litre 16 valve engine with 150 horsepower, so that was, it was very cool. It was the best car on the bloody road. It was cool, man. So this wouldn't quite have compared to that, but these cars had a great reputation. They deserve to have a great reputation, because this car, all these years later, still a decent car. The bodywork's pretty good. The chassis has obviously showed that it hasn't been able to stand up for the weather here in the UK or whatever. It's not withstood current times, but transits don't either, and transits are probably my most favourite thing on the road. So yeah, Citroen Saxo VTR, it's an appreciating asset. They are going up in value. They're seemingly reliable. They're quite quick considering they're only 100 horsepower, and for the banger of the week, I think it's done us proud, guys. All right, so yeah, do let me know if you want to see more banger of the week, more car of the week, that type of stuff. I am going to wrap it up and leave it as that. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did like this video, just do me a favour, like one favour, 2 favours actually. 1, hit like, yeah, just that thumbs up button, and 2, hit subscribe if you're new. Do you know what, not even if you're new, 1/3 of you, I think it's even less than that, 20% of you are subscribed to my channel, yeah? 80% of you are not subscribed, but you keep coming back. You keep coming back. I'm here to see that number grow. If you could just hit that subscribe button, honestly, I'll be very, very grateful. It's just nice to see a lot. I recently hit 200,000 subscribers. Nice round number that is. And I want it to continue. So continue with me, yeah? Hit the subscribe button.